Hey guys, we are here to start a conversation. Our first conversation, in fact. I must first raise my vibration and give thanks to my Father, who has graciously given me the Spirit to breathe life into so many of you. If you are new to the podcast, I encourage you to listen to the first 4 episodes as they provide guided insight. Each episode continues from the previous one. As I rub my hands together in anticipation of what is going to be said, I'm like a child in the candy factory, ready to eat all my words. Yeah, you heard it. I do practice what I preach. Do you know how many people can eat their own words? Well, my family can tell you I can. I talk myself into believing and creating my own reality. Whatever I set my heart out to do, I accomplish it. My storyline entails life experiences, not read ones that I've heard of or watched from a distance. Although I love to read books about others, spectate from a distance, and enjoy watching others' experiences and learn from them, I enjoy my mistakes more. Similar to earning your own money and purchasing, you tend to appreciate and cherish those most. In saying that, let's get to it. I want to start our very first conversation with matters of the heart. How can we know them to even have a conversation? Let's discuss all the things that should be said but aren't. Our hearts are just deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? Our Lord searches the heart, tests the mind or the consciousness, and gives everyone according to their ways and according to their deeds, which is considered karma. So it's not the Father that tests you or puts you through the ringer just to refine you as goal, but it's your own choices and you receive your own karmic experience. For starters, who is your Lord? Who raised you? Who told you it was okay to avoid meaningful conversations? I'm not talking about the ones that are pointless to give a rebuttal, but those that hold that gray area in your life. The one that needs to be confessed one to another. That's where the healing is. That's what I'll be unpacking in this episode. We shun joining therapy sessions or talk sessions, I like to call them, because we don't feel the need to discuss our problems with others. But what if it isn't a problem, but a concern, maybe a thought or something you thought about that needs just a little bit of clarity? I want to open the doors to have those conversations, ones that need to be had with others and yourselves. We have all had that feeling that we need to clear the air but are too afraid to do so. We wonder what others will think or say, or even if a confrontation will come out of it. Let me open the door then. Let's begin with, who do you think you are? If I don't say something, I'm going to be miserable. Let's do this. Let's heal each other and clear the air. A wise book teaches you to confess your faults one to another so that you may be healed. If you have a fault with someone, you are supposed to go to him and him alone. And if he doesn't listen, it's time to confess it to others. Not everyone will be willing to have a conversation, so get ready to have it with yourself or someone else. Find a confidant and get to it. Give time to being emotional, so choose wisely. Everyone can't hold your secrets. As my daughter says, sometimes you have to talk to the Lord. Yes, the Lord with a T, or Father in heaven. Stop prolonging it. Let's heal. Take responsibility for your actions and provide clarity and healing for yourself and others. Take the time to invest and walk that person through the hurt you've caused, or invest in someone else's healing. You'll reap the benefits, trust me. Some may say it won't work while others know it and choose not to say anything. We have all lived righteously at some point in our existence. If you hadn't, keep a living, my grandma would say. By and by, baby, you'll see. Child, please, there is nothing new under the sun. Most of the time, we may not understand why, but you can give an honest reason why you made the choice or you did what you did. Stop entering in and out of others' lives, dropping your toxic energy. You know what it is. And if you haven't found out, let's take a moment to contemplate it. Everything starts with a thought. Most people don't consider the process the body takes to react. Thoughts come first, followed by our words, and then actions follow. If we can take the time to think about what we think about, we can make good choices or even better ones. Even if we can't stop our thoughts, we can choose to act on what we are thinking. We have more control over our actions than we believe. If we notice we have a particular thought pattern, we can in turn change some of our behaviors. We have been conditioned to think it's confrontational to have a conversation with others. There has been a negative connotation around stating your claim. We have so unhealthily dealt with just talking to each other, we don't have a clue how to effectively do it. Every minute thing triggers a negative response. You're ready to fight at every whim, damage properly, and degrade each other. Stop it. Get a mediator. You may need Jesus, a cliche that is slung around so loosely, but it's so true. You need somebody. I'm just saying. Allow me to start a conversation. First, though, expel your preconceived notions and biases before you come to a conversation, casting your negative judgments. I'm not your enemy. Everyone isn't the same. Your past experiences are only your own, and most of them you put yourself in. Don't be upset with me because I want to talk and you don't. Ballard calls it talking shit. If you consider what you contributed, the conversation could be just a little bit different. Maybe you can see the other person's perspective if you consider it. Sometimes you may have to agree to disagree, but hear me or the next person out. Don't just say nothing or pass judgment on something you haven't even thought out. Let's start a conversation with, I know I made you feel this way when I said or reacted in this way, but hear me out. I reacted this way because. Then validate each other. Our Father has given us all a conscience. At some point, you will have to choose to deal with those thoughts or sear them. You know, those gray conscious areas that weigh heavily on you in life and before your burial. That girl you raped, the mother who aborted her child to hide the shame, the child that was left behind because she was a bastard, or maybe you were a bully or bullied, a murderer, a liar, a thief. Whatever the Bible calls it, you know, we can go on and on about what and who and judge and all of that. We all carry our gray areas we are unable to speak about. Find someone to have a conversation with about it, though. You know what it is. People can cause my hair to raise when they pretend to not know what I'm talking about. Keep holding it in and watch a sickness overtake you. Yeah, you know, you just want to believe a lie. Some people tell themselves infectious things to live with some of the hurt they have put themselves and others through. Some may call that telling yourself something to help you sleep at night. Some use substances to cope with not having a conversation. Listen, confess your faults one to another so that you may be healed. Then after we've dealt with those gray areas, only speak of them as a way to heal others. A testimony per se. Don't listen to condemn or pass judgment. Some people have already received their karmic experience. They are only seeking healing, closure, restitution, anything, something. I become when myself or others ask for forgiveness and provide you with an explanation and you still want to hold grudges, to not release that gray area. For those that haven't awakened, are void of consciousness, too asleep to understand what is happening, you shake your dust off your feet and never look back. I mean it. Take your peace with you. They don't deserve it. They aren't ready. At some point, they'll wake up to deal with or take it to their grave and apologize before meeting their creator. Give them space to heal. You've spoken your piece. Now be still. If you're the one who caused the gray area, not everyone is happy you've chosen to uncloud your vision. In fact, most people won't have a conversation with you because no matter what side of the fence you're on, I encourage you to be ready to have that conversation. Hear people out though. We'll talk about this more in our next episode. We are all wired to one day consciously wake up to ask for forgiveness or provide a reason. I want you to be ready for it when it's your turn. When you don't, gray areas continue to build. Provide enough gray areas and you will eventually live in darkness. Are you aware of how deep your darkness actually is? Go look in the mirror, into your eyes, and tell me what you see. I can bet most of us haven't seen ourselves in our true light sometimes. We get dressed every morning and put on our best clothing and faces. but never truly look into ourselves long enough to realize how we truly feel about and view ourselves. We've all been there. For those who choose to say they are fine when they are not, it's because they found ways to dance around having a conversation, even with themselves. In fact, some of us pride ourselves on being able to divert the conversation, change the conversation when someone else is talking, or divert the blame to things or others. We've entitled ourselves to our own opinions, and that's okay. But let's be honest, some of you won't see the truth until you meet your Creator. But again, be careful. He may not be who you think he is. I truly believe our thoughts rule our world. After all, beliefs are just thoughts we keep thinking over and over again. Well, until the next conversation, we'll discuss our beliefs to see how they have shaped our thinking, to define our actions, and who we really are, which is our character. Until our next conversation, I'll talk to you soon.